Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Cat Attacks Live. Yay!
Yay!
Last episode we hit creative processes. This one is creative blocks and random topics of conversation. Hopefully you guys can enjoy and listen to our banter. We talk about a lot of things. We talk about our fears, movies, references, conspiracy theories towards the end. So check that out. Josh, I want you to try something. Go ahead and plug everything that we're on, all the platforms that are on. Do you remember? Go.
We're on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, Linktree in all the descriptions,
iTunes.
and iTunes.
Yes.
Check us out. If you're listening to this, obviously you already are. If you're not on our preferred platform, you can always switch to another one. Your provider and carrier may apply additional charges.
Discollect. All right, guys, have fun listening to this episode. We had a blast thinking about and scaring ourselves making it. Yeah, let's attack life.
Attack your fears.
Hey guys, welcome back to Cat Attacks Life with a brand new episode. Here we are. Here's Josh.
Here we are.
Introduce yourself.
I just did.
Here, introduce yourself.
Huh?
Go ahead. I don't think I've introduced you here, but I don't think you've formally introduced yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Josh.
Oh wow. That let me down.
What? I don't have like a bio. I don't have a bio that I just go around saying. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. So
Wouldn't it be so cool eventually? That's gonna be a thing. Josh, renowned something. Author of book.
yeah. It's so generic.
That's what the tagline is, though.
Author of a book. Writer of a song.
Yeah. Producer of music.
Jesus.
Joshua Haley.
Okay, when I get to that point, then that's when I'll have an introduction. Otherwise, I'm just Josh right now.
Just Josh.
Just Josh.
Keeping it simple.
Ooh, that's going to be the name of my own podcast coming out in 2022.
In the next year. Wow.
Just Josh.
Just Josh. And it's like, it's not even just you, it's me too. It's me and you talking in
It's
the
going to
same
be
podcast.
a Cat Attacks Life. But what, from my perspective?
You taking the lead?
What is this, like some... It's going to be an alternate universe podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just Josh. It's like Totally Kyle.
Oh, God.
Totally Kyle.
This is the part
Just
where
Josh.
Amanda Bynes comes in.
That was Amanda Bynes, right? That
Lobster
show?
dancing time.
Bring in the dancing lobsters.
The dancing lobsters.
So nostalgic. I remember there was an episode where she got her appendix taken out. Obviously not officially, but I was like, what's going on?
I mean, not in real life.
I never knew what appendix was until I watched that episode of Amanda Show. And I didn't know Amanda was Penelope until like a little later season. Someone told me that they're the same person. I'm like, I was so shocked.
Don't you love it when you're naive?
When I'm young and stupid? Absolutely.
Yo, how's this person in another movie? I literally just watched them die in the last one.
Yo, how come they're in the same place right now? Wig? They can do that?
They could do that.
Man, please. Yeah, totally.
So, if you guys haven't guessed, this episode's not really going to be about anything.
We're a free form being amoeba.
This is very free will.
Is that what does an amoeba do?
I don't know.
You're the one who's smart.
Yeah, but
I'm like acting like I'm fucking stupid.
you're not stupid.
Hey.
Not at all.
I'm not dumb.
No.
Only sometimes.
Biology is on the lowest rung of my scientific
Amoeba.
expanse. No, I've some kind of life form on the cellular level.
The producer of music, author of a book. Just Josh.
What's an amoeba?
A thing that lives.
What's an amoeba? Some people that I've met in the past 2 years.
Amoeba.
Just sucking air and taking up space.
God. Don't disrespect
Amoebas?
like that. Respect, bro. Come on. Respect.
They deserve more respect.
That's your 20 as like running for president. Amoebas deserve more respect.
We're terrible. Jesus.
Yeah. 2020, 2024.
I mean, after this last president, I'm pretty sure anybody can get away with anything at this point.
Honestly, I don't keep up with the news. I don't. I look at stuff.
Yeah, I remember when you asked me to tell you what was on the news.
Yeah, I was like, tell me what's going on.
It's like, what is this, the 1940s and you don't have a television? What's going on?
Fox 5? I don't.
Tonight on CNN with Don Lemon.
With just Josh. Tell me the news. Come on, bro.
I haven't got my stimulus check
now?
yet.
Oh, you haven't got your stimulus check?
That's news. I'm still waiting on that.
I have mine.
Yeah, but you don't really need it. Okay? Let's be honest. Give me your stimulus check.
All right.
And I'll give it back to you when I get mine.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
It's a fair exchange.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I feel like, yeah, there you go.
So that was the answer to my question. What?
About what's on the news?
What's an amoeba?
Oh, what's an amoeba? Sure.
Guys, if you know what the answer is, let me know.
Please do not waste resources to tell us what an amoeba is. We're grown adults. We'll look it up later.
No. Because I don't even know what's happening in the news. Tell me.
Fair.
Tell me.
You make it sound like I watch the news.
I feel like you're more in the loop than I am.
Not by much.
No.
Not by much. I don't watch major news networks.
Can't either.
So.
I can't either.
Just because apparently, so everything's so catastrophized.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather not watch news networks and fall on one end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see here. Speaking about amoebas, I was thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh. That random.
Yeah. So this whole episode is about us being random.
Have you guys played Yu-Gi-Oh? I know you have. People, if you were my friend, senior year, right? That was the only thing I did. I put out a few good projects and I played Yu-Gi-Oh with some of the people who had Yu-Gi-Oh cards senior year. I can proudly say.
What, with Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, we had a little stint with that going on.
God, so weird. My cat is on the table on me right now. Say hi. Ugly.
Aw.
He just rubbed his head on the microphone. Ugly.
Okay, we got to do something with this podcast. We have to find a topic. And right now I'm drawing a blank.
All right. So let's talk about that.
What drawing blanks?
Blocks. What happens when you have we talked about the creative process in the last episode. What happens when you have a creative block?
I don't create. I let it find me.
That's good. I like your gimmick.
My gimmick?
Just so simplified to the point.
Well, yeah.
Author of a book.
Yeah.
That's going to be your intro. Oh my God, you should do that.
The doer of a thing.
Doer of the things, producer of the music, author of the book. Joshua Healy. Don't create, I hate.
Okay,
realistically.
Realistically?
When you want to, or feel like, you need to let something out, but it's not coming out.
Fart.
Yeah. Life is like a fart.
Sometimes you want it to go and come out, but it doesn't.
And it won't. And if you force it, it's just shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a Hallmark card quote right there.
I've seen it around. Makes sense to me.
Life is like a fart. If you force it, all it does is become shit.
Life is like a box of farts. Okay, I'll answer that question.
You answer the question. Maybe
that I just asked.
Come up with a better. I don't know.
Creative blocks. Sometimes like this is what's happening. We have a creative block. And you just make the most of it. You just roll with something. If it's like droplets of an idea, write it down. If it's just coming to your head at that moment, who cares? Write it down. Depending on what you're making, that there's a block somewhere in your mind. It's easier said than done for other things. But I do know that we'll find a way out eventually. Maybe it's like serendipity. When you're not looking for it, it'll come to you as well. I don't know. Just be patient.
Yeah, that's my answer.
What?
What happens when you have a creative block? I don't create. I wait for it to
You
find
wait for
me.
it to find you. Yeah.
There you go. That's what it is.
Some people need a deadline. Have a deadline.
Bro, if you're a creative on a deadline, I feel bad for you.
Isn't that crazy? I would never want to come to a point where it's just like, this has to be done right now.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you need this done in 2 hours. What?
I've actually done that to myself a couple times, and I like when it comes to my writing, it's like I have 30 minutes spare, and I'm not gonna get any time the rest of the day to actually sit down and do this. So I'm gonna try to knock something out, and it's almost never happened.
When you force something like that, it really just does the opposite of what you want it to do.
Yeah, it doesn't get it going.
Mm-hmm.
So
you need that like space, the free space in your mind to just like breathe out, make it. Doesn't happen all the time. Like right now. This is fun though. I'm having fun. I feel like, yeah.
This is like part 2 of the creative episode that we had.
This is the aftermath.
This is the
talking
aftermath.
So much about something. And now.
It's like, so you guys got to see the highly creative process that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get to see the other side of that, which is absolute nothingness.
And that's fine. And that's fine. You guys are joining us along for this journey. We appreciate that so much. If you guys are still listening, thank you for listening, by the way.
They were done after the amoeba part.
Huh?
They were done after the amoeba part.
No. I feel like they just tuned into the amoeba part. Maybe this should be the title of the episode. No.
The fuck's an amoeba?
What's an amoeba? See? That's a hook.
Is that a kind of Airbnb?
Yeah. No. Airbnb. Have you ever been in an Airbnb?
No.
I kind of want to like try it. Obviously, it's like it's the revolution of like hotel rooms now. People wanting to like rent their spaces out to other people for cheap.
Yeah, but I feel like that's
I
don't know. You have to reach a certain stage within your capital or financial.
Is it like that?
Security. Okay, so think about it. You have to be able to afford a place, or you have to be able to afford 2 places and rent out one, basically.
Oh yeah.
And then just
that's true.
Just with the way that the current market is in terms of like, being able to rent or buy a house, you have to be or meet certain prerequisites to be able to even consider doing an Airbnb.
That's true, because sometimes you won't get business.
Not only that, it's just, you gotta have the money to upkeep it and make it worthwhile and desirable. Because if you want to charge a certain amount for it, it has to provide the quality of that charge. Otherwise,
would you ever stay in one?
Well, I did consider staying in one when I went to Hawaii 2 or 3 years ago. I was looking at long story short, I was staying with a friend, and it wasn't really set in stone whether or not I'd be able to stay the whole entire trip in one place or if I had to find another place to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at Airbnbs, and $80 a night in Hawaii, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
The only part about it is that it was literally going to be a 1-bedroom with a walk-in bathroom, and that's about it. There's nothing else to it. No frills.
Okay, I see.
It's more
Literal
or less
room.
It's like a 4x4 space with a bed and a bathroom, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to it. So I considered it. Maybe one of these days. Maybe when you and I go.
We're going to Hawaii.
Announcements. We're going to be going to Hawaii this year if we can.
Yeah. I honestly hope that this year turns out better and we are able to have a little more freedom. Like, I don't want to be paranoid as well when I go out. So I don't want that to happen. But I am looking forward to the travels that I want to pursue. Are there any places that you've always wanted to, like, check out?
Italy.
Yes.
Without even a second thought.
Oh, my God,
yes. On my bucket list. I
want
to go to Italy.
It's so beautiful.
History. Yeah. Okay, so I've said this before, is that I want to travel for the history, and I do enjoy architecture. I want to go to Rome. I want to go to Greece, check out all of the the monuments and the old temples and whatnot, and learn about it, experience it, the Mediterranean. But mostly, I want to go and travel around the world for the food.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no way. There's
That's
no
like
way
my
you're
primary
leaving in a
motivation
country without eating the traditional foods that they eat.
That's the only reason.
Yes, absolutely.
Like I want to go to Italy, and I actually want to try the pasta. I want to try
The difference.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. I mean, obviously, it's going to be because it's where it originated from, more or less, in that area. You would think that, oh, okay, yeah, there's going to be a difference. I didn't know there was an actual physical difference to the way they make pasta over there.
Isn't it by hand?
Or I mean, fresh pasta is made by hand. Though the difference with this pasta, the grain that they use apparently has less gluten bonds in it.
Okay.
So it's not as inflammatory. It's not as
it's healthier.
It's healthier. It's not as carby or as bloaty or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So you get a more fresh, cleaner, a lot more lighter taste to it.
I want to try that.
Right?
They don't have any places like this in the United States.
I'm sure they have where they offer gluten-free pasta, but it's just not the same when
it's not the same
when it's made in Italy.
Yeah.
Because it's like the way that it grows over there with the grains that they produce.
I'm so down to go to Italy.
Yeah,
that's one of the places for sure. I could stay there for a week and just explore.
Yeah, I want to go to London.
Yeah, UK.
The UK, Ireland.
Yep. Oh my god. I want to go everywhere in the UK. I'm down to go. I wanted to go to Sweden.
Almost did, yeah.
Yeah, Switzerland. Absolutely. In the winter, I know it's gonna be cold, but like just the snow caps and the it's Swiss Miss. It's the chocolate like
Swiss Miss.
It's the chocolate milk, and it's just like people. the vision. Like,
what's your reason for visiting Switzerland?
The chocolate.
The
milk.
chocolate.
The hot chocolate.
The hot chocolate.
But you know what I mean? It's like people who have been to Switzerland say that's exactly what it looks like. It's just everything that you think it looks like.
Okay.
Is Switzerland.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Do that.
I've been we were talking about this earlier. I've been into like Korean culture lately.
Yeah, you're taking a deep dive into Korean culture.
Just because I want a Blackpink obsession. Anyways, I had ordered some Korean food that I wanted to try because I keep like seeing and watching them eat their food. So it's hard to pronounce. Bibimbap. It's a traditional Korean dish, but it's basically like
over there.
Yeah.
Bibimbap.
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 Bibimbap. Okay. And it's basically almost like a salad
Mm-hmm.
of like pickled carrots, cucumber, bean sprouts. There's an egg, some seaweed strips, meats. I don't know what kind of meat they use. They had like mushrooms too, right?
Yeah.
Bunch of sides. I love, if you guys have had Korean barbecue, like that's pretty simple when it's accessible here. There's a bunch of sides all the time. I think that's like my favorite part, is because you can pick what flavors can go with what, I also ordered this thing called tteokbokki. Tteokbokki is like it's kind of spicy. It's Korean street food though, and it has like this rice cake in there. The spice though isn't like, it's not hot. It's like it'll sting for a second and it goes away. I think it's very enjoyable. I don't know. So yeah, I've been into Korean culture lately. I've been wanting to go there. South Korea. I want to go to Japan. I think everyone wants to go to Japan.
Yeah, that's like everybody's list.
I want to see the Great Wall of China. I've always wanted to like walk it and see if it's like a real thing.
If it's like
it's a real thing.
Real thing.
It's real, right?
Now all of China knows you're here.
Oh my god. I want to be Mulan, damn it. Let me live my dream.
Oh my god.
I want to go to Thailand because I trained Muay Thai for 2 years. So even like knowing that it came from this place is enough for me to be like, oh, I want to go. And then I want to go back home to Philippines and see all my family and see how much it's changed for the last 21 years that I haven't been back.
Yeah.
So since I left, I think that's like, I told you already, that's going to be like a full circle of a trip that I want to take. Like 4 or 5 days in each country, fly out to the next one, stay, fly out to the next one. Like, yeah, that's one of my goals, is to just do a little trip and then end up back home, see family before I go back here. So I think that'd be really cool. And then also Australia. So maybe you can make a trip
I'm a
down
little
there
iffy about
too.
Australia.
Why?
I mean, I'm down to go for the food
Mm-hmm.
and like just to experience the area. Beach.
Oh god, it's scary.
But do you know
I can
how
already like imagine how scary it is.
But do you know how many things in Australia can kill you? I'm
Everything.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all recently followed the trend on TikTok
No. What
talking
happened?
about kangaroo. Was it TikTok or Twitter talking about kangaroos? Because the video resurfaced from like 3 years ago
Oh no.
of the kangaroo boxing the guy
Oh yeah.
because he
you
was
told
choking
me.
out his dog, and the guy just
Punched
totally
him in the
decked the
face.
kangaroo. And everybody's on Twitter. They're all like, "Yo, the PR team for kangaroos is not doing real good right now." And I'm like, so yeah. And then you talk about like the what they call the wolf spiders or something like that.
Camel spiders?
Camel spiders are in the Middle East. Wolf spiders, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not wolf spiders. There's some kind of spider that's in Australia.
Big ass.
It's
spider.
huge.
Huge.
I don't want to go somewhere where that's just a regular thing.
That's just walking
Just
around.
walking
He has
around.
his briefcase on, ready to
like,
go to work.
Bro, is that a rat? Like, that's actually a spider. Get the fuck out of here.
It's going to work.
It's going to work.
He has a 9 to 5 and a family to feed.
Well, when you're that big, bro.
Right, I'm saying, like the size of your leg, size of your thigh.
Don't want to. Okay, so
Ugh.
one of the things that has permanently scared me. So I'm sorry to all Australians, but one of the things that has permanently.
You're not gonna see Josh there.
Not anytime soon. One of the things that has permanently scared me about Australia is I remember a documentary that I watched when I was like 10. It was about the killer jellyfish,
Okay.
and they're primarily located
In.
in Australia,
Okay.
off
Barrier
of the
Reef.
off some of the beaches out over there. But basically, there's 2 distinct types of this jellyfish, if I remember correctly. One of them is called the Portuguese man o' war.
Oh.
It's a pretty decent sized jellyfish that you would expect the size of like someone's head, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have those ones. They're not as deadly, but they're very painful and poisonous, as far as what I remember.
Okay.
So what they did in Australia is they constructed these very fancy beach or reef nets, so that way the jellyfish couldn't get in.
Okay.
You know what happened next?
No, tell me they got out.
Apparently, there's this second type of jellyfish
Uh-oh.
that can go through these nets
Oh my
because
god.
they're the size of like a pebble, these jellyfish, and they're 10 times as poisonous as man o' wars.
That's not scary at all.
And then I'm over here and I'm like, so you're telling me that I can go over to Australia, I'm going to get stung by something the size of a pebble and possibly die?
God, that kind of sounds threatening.
You know, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. I that's pretty scary, honestly. But I would see. All right, I guess you got into fears. Let's get into fears.
Oh my god, fears.
That was an idea we had, so let's just dig into it.
Well, maybe it's a natural
A little
progression.
bit, yeah. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of realistically speaking, I'm afraid of like water, like swimming. Oceans scare me. The ocean scares me. I wouldn't be opposed to like learning how to surf or something, but I would need someone like to be there to make sure I'm safe. But I'm afraid of drowning, and I'm afraid of drifting, like, or something coming up and deciding that they want to eat me, whatever.
Oh yeah, sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of the water. I don't know. I don't even swim. Like, that's the thing. I don't know what that is from. But
You're right. I don't think I've ever actually seen you swim before.
growing up, I used to go to the apartment that I lived in had a pool, or, go to some family member's house. They had a pool. That was fine. I didn't care. But like, for some reason now,
I didn't care.
I didn't care. I was in. I had, just being a kid. But like now, for some reason, I don't like it. For
Why?
some reason, I don't know. It's just like, maybe it's the fact that I think I would lose control, or I don't have any like sensory
That's a
things.
fair fear because I've actually experienced that in real life. So when I went to there's this beach in Oahu. It's called Sandy's. I think it's called Sandy's Beach. All right. It's one of the major beaches that you can go to. And the riptide and the break of the water when it comes over the beach is just so damn intense.
Ugh.
And when we got there, when I first went there, you could hear the water breaking on the beach so loud.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like water sloshing in a bucket almost. That's like being just thrown onto the ground. That's how loud it was. And I remember sitting there for a good second, and I was watching this one lady. She was trying to get the time it right to catch when the water goes back out without her getting completely slammed and sloshed by the water coming back in. Because when the water came back in, I don't know why, it was like a 3 or 4 foot wall of water coming back.
Oh God.
And it would like slam on to the beach. She went out there, and I literally saw her get tossed right back onto the beach.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I was like, I'm gonna try it. Went
You
out
tried
there,
it?
I tried it, and I timed it twice completely wrong.
Oh no.
The first time I timed it, the same thing that happened to her happened to me. It literally slammed me right back onto the beach.
It's fast, no?
It's fast. It's fast because it carries you. And it carries you up with the water, and it picked me up, and it's almost as if someone spat me out of their mouth and just threw me back onto the beach. Because I remember I landed and like my head kind of hurts.
Ouch.
And I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna cower down to this stupid fucking thing.
Not to the water.
So I went in and I timed it right this time, but I timed it wrong too because the riptide caught me and it carried me back out. So
Wow.
And it carried me out to a little bit past where the waves break. I'm like, all right, cool, I made it. Now how the hell am I going to get back in? Because then I have to time it right again where I don't want to get slammed, and I timed it wrong and I got slammed anyway.
Wow.
So
That's scary.
it's a legitimate fear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you now.
Yes. I think that's one of the main things I could think about. Also, I guess it is a fear, but I'm not like small snakes. I don't mind gigantic. I don't mind gigantic
Really?
like anacondas. I don't give a shit about giant snakes. I
Those
can
are
see
the ones
them.
that can kill. Oh,
I can see them,
but they can kill
and I can
you.
run you. I could outrun them. But the small snakes to me just creep me out. It's not like a fear, but it's just like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like it's like seeing a group of ants together. I'm just like, like small ants that can fit around your finger, or lose them possibly. I'm like, oh no, I don't like you. And the weird ticks and motions. That's why I like bigger snakes, is because they move realistically to my speed of like, oh, that's cute, you know?
It's a cute snake.
It's a cute ass snake that can like suffocate me and kill me in like 20 minutes. Yeah, I hate small snakes.
It's another fear.
Oh, also snakes coming out from the toilet. That's one of my biggest like something I've like not wanted to ever come across. But I see videos online where snakes just.
Until it happens to you, I think you'll be fine.
Ugh. Isn't that scary?
You have to be in specific parts of the country for that to happen to you.
That's true.
I've never seen a snake come out of a
Las
toilet
Vegas.
in Vegas. I mean, I know snakes in Vegas, but
Ooh.
little jokey joke.
Wow. So yeah.
What am I afraid of? I'm not afraid per se of something to that degree, as in I just want to avoid them more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not afraid of scorpions and spiders.
Okay.
I'd rather not deal with them.
True. Like yeah, they creep me out. That's the same level. I'm like, yeah.
They creep me out because like they're possibly dangerous.
True.
And I don't want to have to go to the
That's
See,
true.
I'm not afraid of spiders. I just don't want to deal with their inconvenience if they bite me. Because, like, man, now I got to go to the hospital.
Like, man, are you venomous, bro?
Nah,
Can you answer my question?
Now you're taking time out of my day. Just the inconvenience of it.
Yeah.
The pain's whatever, but
I just want to know if I could walk, or if this is okay for the rest of my day to have.
It's like, what are we talking about here? Am I losing 2 hours or am I becoming Spider-Man? Are we?
Yeah.
What's the level of caution that I should have around you?
Is that your like fear, or is
I
there like
wouldn't-
something like?
I know I wouldn't classify that as a fear. More, like I said, it's just more of a petty annoyance.
Mm-hmm. Is there something that like? Are you afraid of ghosts?
I'm not afraid of anything. Genuinely,
Spirits, paranormal activity.
well, I've never experienced anything so far, so I can't say that I am afraid of it.
Okay.
So
At least you're open-minded in that sense.
yeah, I mean, if it happens to me and it scares me, then we'll go from there. But see, okay, I think maybe because I do have a belief in the paranormal and that I do think that exists,
Yeah.
right? I'm not as afraid of it, or I'm kind of not expecting it
Okay.
in a way. I think why people get afraid of paranormal stuff is because they're still on the fence of whether or not it's real. And being, oh, I know what I'm afraid of. Okay, so, but with the paranormal stuff with like ghosts and whatnot, they're still on the fence of whether or not it's real.
Yeah.
So that's why they're afraid when they do confront it, because, oh my God, that means that all of this other shit might be real too.
Yeah.
And it's just a floodgate. So, okay, I do know the one thing that I am afraid of. It's also, funnily enough, the same thing that interests me so much. Maybe because I've read so many conspiracy theories and stories.
Okay.
Is aliens.
Okay, I was gonna say it's aliens.
It's fucking aliens.
Aliens.
Okay, because no one really knows. Me of all people too. I have been fascinated and terrified by aliens almost as long as I can remember.
They are. Yeah.
So
I can. Yeah.
we're not like. Are we talking about like Men in Black aliens, where it's just a bunch of worms walking around smoking cigarettes? Or are we talking like the fourth kind aliens where they abduct you and speak ancient Sumerian?
Oh God, the fourth kind. Oh God, the fourth kind.
And I'm like, how bad are they?
Yeah.
And like I've read a lot of stories online about people's encounters with aliens. I know a few people who had encounters with aliens, so to speak, and it's harrowing, and it's very
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, there's one I'll tell you after.
Okay.
But
It's not gonna be on here, guys.
it's not going to be on here. Maybe at a later episode. Who knows?
Wait, I read an article. I don't know if this is real or not, or it was just a joke. But apparently there was some communication. Like someone confirmed that there was like communication with aliens. Is that real?
Yeah, that's old news.
But was that real?
Who fucking knows?
Right. I'm just saying, like.
Okay, the thing with like the media, the way it is now, no one can really tell if it's real, and we all make jokes about it anyway. Do you remember what happened last year at the beginning of 2020 when we were like on the brink of World War III? It's the first thing that everybody did.
That's true.
Memes. So I'm
so many memes.
It's like, hey Squidward, where are you going? Iraq.
Yo, that's true.
So with the whole alien thing, I think people I can't really tell if it's real or not.
With the aliens?
Not from the news.
That's true.
I do believe that they exist. I just don't know in what capacity.
You know, all these movies about aliens and the kinds that they can be. Have you seen The Arrival?
Yeah, of course.
What else is there? There's so many. Fourth Kind was one. Cloverfield was one.
Yeah.
Jesus, Cloverfield was scary. Then it kind of, it's sci-fi because it has like, oh, it's a virus. It's going to kill you. It's going to bite you and kill you.
Yeah.
You know, and it mixes into that field. Give me another alien movie. Other than Alien. Doesn't even count. That's just a thing.
It's the name of the movie or the thing. It's in the movie. They said the name of
It's
the
just
thing of the movie.
In the movie. The one where they go in space and it's Prometheus. Prometheus.
I was about to say,
times.
Don't tell me you're talking about the alien movie with the one when they go into space.
Totally.
90% of them take place.
Author of the book. Author of a book. Just Josh.
Just Josh.
Prometheus. That was a good movie.
I was actually about to bring up Alien Covenant too.
Covenant,
yeah.
yes. Oh my God, Covenant. Was there another one after that one?
They're planning on making one.
Oh no, so Covenant is the one with 2 Michael Fassbenders.
Yeah, his twins and getting into acting.
Fuck, did I just spoil it? If you guys haven't seen it,
Spoiler
alert.
It's not really much of a spoiler.
No,
'Cause
I predicted it towards
Did-
the end.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that
It was so easy.
that one?
The camera flip Nah.
So with that, let's talk about the spoiler warning. If you don't want to, if you haven't watched it, fucking, I don't know what you're doing in your life. We've been in quarantine for how long, and you haven't watched a movie like that?
No excuse.
No excuses. So here we go. So I was reading an article. It was talking about the ending of Alien Covenant, basically saying, like you said, you predicted the fact that he changed, and that David won and Walter lost.
Yes.
And David was pretending to be Walter, and that's how he was like part of his grand plan and how he tricked everybody to get on the ship, right? I was reading this theory, and it's quite interesting. It was talking about artificial intelligence and the fact that, so basically that David didn't beat Walter physically. David actually convinced or infected Walter through whatever means.
Yeah.
Like he introduced a virus into his thought processes and corrupted Walter and took over his body.
Wow.
Rather than he himself winning. Or like he corrupted, because when at the end of it, you saw that David was on the ground practically. He was about to be decommissioned, right? He's bleeding from his mouth and everything. He's like dying essentially.
Yeah.
And Walter is about to win. So the concept or the idea was that Walter was actually starting to break in his programming, and David convinced him of his ideology. And the person or the android that you see at the end of the movie isn't David per se. It's actually Walter, who has now been corrupted by David's ideology.
Is that a theory?
Yeah, it's like a theory.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because if you think about it, like the way machines or the way that computers can infect other computers, way that artificial intelligences work and whatnot. So to me, that was interesting because think about when people share ideas between each other in organic processes, like how those ideas can either corrupt somebody or purify their own ideas.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting.
That was... Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. It's interesting. It is. What I do... I did predict it, though. So just like, there's two of them? Nah. There's two of them? They're going to switch somewhere.
So this is a common trope. It's going to happen.
Like that. It's going to be like that. The first one was good. Prometheus.
Why? Because you didn't see anything coming in that one?
I think it was just... Yeah, in a way, like when they went to was it the spaceship?
Yeah.
The big, like they were wondering what was going on. I think that was super cool. Numi Rapace, the actress's name?
Rapace.
I think it's Rapace.
Rapace.
Some kind of. She's amazing. I think she's great. I watched her other works as well. What Happened to Monday? She's in that.
I haven't seen that.
On Netflix?
No, I haven't seen that.
So good. I've seen it when it first came out. I was like, damn, this is good. She was really good in it, and I really appreciate her acting. Maybe that's why I liked it so much, but like it was well put together for me. I feel like I don't critique movies like people critique movies, but like I like where it went. I really liked where it went. It was unique.
See, that's the thing about movies nowadays is that a lot of people are just not listening to fucking critics anymore.
They shouldn't.
Because at the end of the day, what is a critic other than somebody who just has an artistic opinion?
Yeah,
and an artistic opinion
absolutely.
is a dime a dozen, really. You know, it's all people project what they want to see onto a movie as to whether or not, because you can dissect a movie, a piece of literature, or a song any which way you want to make it mean something to you.
Yes,
and it'll mean something completely different to somebody else.
It is not going to resonate with everyone in the same way.
No, not at all.
Let's talk about Star Wars.
What about Star Wars? I hated the sequels.
Huh?
I hated the sequels.
No, I like the sequels.
Okay,
I thought it was fun.
Okay, I thought it was fun, and I liked seeing it because it was Star Wars after all this time. I just didn't like the direction they went. That's all.
They could have filled in some holes, but I honestly like everyone was charming in their own way.
See, okay.
There's so many people who want to give it its, they want to critique it or review it in the way that's just like it's not traditional Star Wars. I watched all the Star Wars movies. Don't get me wrong. Like from the beginning, I know what it was about. And I've seen where the time was then, and then where the time was in the even the prequels, and then the time where we got the last 3. So it's like, it's all different. It's all different. The prequels to me pissed me off. I don't care about you, but
why? Oh, this is the difference. You and
see. Yeah.
You like the sequels and I like the prequels.
Mm-hmm. The prequels to me, like, yeah, obviously they're setting the story, but like just the way they were laid out, or I don't know. I didn't. I watched all of them, but I was just not. It wasn't something that.
You're telling me you watched Revenge of the Sith and you didn't like cry? I
watched it in the theaters when it came out.
Yeah.
I see. That was the only time I watched it full on when I was younger, but I didn't understand the whole arc of it before then. Yeah. I've seen it. I just haven't rewatched it too, the piece. But when I look back on it, I do remember my movie teacher in high school, Mr. Laparco. Bless his heart. He's amazing. He made us watch the prequels.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it was a lesson. It wasn't like we were watching it just to watch it. It was a lesson of like, okay, so check out this scene and listen to the script and the dialogue. It was more of a breakdown of it. Yeah. And then after that, we watched the movie without having to do anything with it. And everyone was going like, this is garbage.
What?
The script. I'm not saying anything else, but I didn't like how, the way they talked to me was just kind of bleh. Like, it was like campy, like, it's not real. I know Star Wars is not real in general, but like when you think about like how people talk to each other, I didn't like it. It was cheesy. Not that the movie or the story was cheesy. I just didn't like the way that it was played.
Which parts specifically?
Natalie Portman. What?
Natalie Portman was the whole thing that was wrong.
I love her.
With the prequels.
Queen Amidala. Yes, queen. There was a scene that we watched. I think it was in the beginning of the movie. It's not coming to me which one we watched. I think the second of the prequel. Yeah.
Oh, Attack of the Clones?
I think so.
That's fair. I mean, that one sucked. We can all agree on that one.
I think it was Attack of the Clones.
Okay, so if I'm honest with you, the first and second ones I'm not incredible fans of. Okay, so the second one, there are parts of it that I liked. The first one, there are parts of it that I liked, but the third one is the one that I liked overall.
Sith?
Yeah. Okay. I'll put it that way.
You know what I think about?
Huh?
Obi-Wan versus Anakin.
Oh, the high ground thing?
I'm in the high ground. And it's just like...
Anakin, I am the high ground now.
I hate you.
See, okay, that's the... All right, so here's one of the things that I was...
It comes back into pop culture.
Well... Because I think the people are doing what we're doing now, and they're just re-examining it.
Yeah.
And they're taking a look at it. Okay, this movie, if you watch it again at our age, how the hell was this written for kids?
True.
Because you're thinking about it. So the basic premise behind the story, if you take out all the science fiction of it, is here's a guy who's basically dedicated his life to a creed and code that says that he can't, be in love with anybody. And here he is. Okay, yeah. He's in love with somebody. He... is going to have kids with this person, and everybody's saying that it's wrong. But he has this attachment, and then he has this complex behind him that he can't let anybody die because he lost his mother that way.
Oh, yeah.
And he has to be able to become powerful enough to save everybody he loves. And in doing so, in trying to save the people he loves, not only does he inadvertently kill them, he also loses himself and confines his power. So the ultimate lesson behind it is that everything that he was chasing and trying to prevent, in the end, he was the one who caused it.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Or poor Annie.
And yeah, when you think about... See, that's the reason why I like it, was because, the writing overall is kind of shit, but the ideas behind it, the
arc.
The arc and the mythology that went into it, it was all well intended, and it was... once you sit back and you dissect it. And... one of the dichotomies that I enjoyed the most, like the high ground shit, was basically saying, I mean, also with that, throughout the whole entire series, Anakin always thought that he was more powerful than his master.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
His own arrogance is what caused him to lose himself. So that's one part of it, and there's another part of it where once he gets his arms cut off and his legs cut off and everything, and he's just seething with absolute hatred.
Just a vegetable.
Just an angry vegetable. And he's like, I hate you. And then, Obi-Wan looks down and is like, I loved you. It's
You're
just
like a brother.
It's like sad and whatnot. It's just terrible.
That is terrible. I always love the relationship. I always love Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship. Yeah. It's just so sad how it became in that way. Like, Obi-Wan to me is my favorite.
He's okay.
Ben Kenobi.
He's okay.
I watched the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched like the first 3 seasons of it. I love this character, and he's getting his own on Disney Plus. So that's going to be pretty cool. God, we're such nerds. Let's move on from this conversation.
Well, I can talk about Star Wars all day.
Star Wars, yeah. So. I do love Star Wars. I do love the adventure. I don't care what people say. And that's just another reason why,
Yeah.
Everyone can just watch whatever they want now and
watch the story.
Be their favorite.
For the sake, pick your favorites.
I love Alita Battle Angel. I tell you this all the time.
I still have to watch it.
You've seen it? Oh my god.
You've seen, you have not.
Do you want to watch it? I have a DVD player right here.
I'll watch it eventually, or maybe I'll watch it.
It's so good. It's based on an anime from back in the 90s, and the movie came out 2018? 18? Yeah. It's such a great adventure. It's so it makes you dive into it's a different world. Like, you're immersed in it when you watch it. The producer of Avatar, he was on this project. James Cameron? Was that him?
Was it James Cameron? James Cameron was the director of Avatar.
He was involved as a producer.
He was involved. Oh, he was in. Yeah, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so he was involved with the visual effects and whatnot.
Yes. So
because it was Robert Rodriguez who directed Battle.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Yes. Highly recommend that movie. I just love the badassness of the character. She's my favorite.
Yeah.
We just veered so far off. Fears.
How did we go from Fears to Star Wars? How?
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's how he roll, baby.
Listen back to it and find out where that went.
Smart.
Okay.
Loyal.
Surprise, shawty. Okay.
Another one.
So we talked about physical fears and all of that creepy crawly things. So
ghosts. What's the reason?
I was saying something in my head. Here's the thing. We went from ghosts to aliens to Star Wars. There we go. Okay.
Yes. Ghosts. Here's my thing with ghosts. Remember when I was younger, I would watch Ghost Adventures religiously.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with it, and I loved it. I actually went on a ghost hunt once.
Did you?
And yeah.
What was this?
With my friend. 6th grade. Foxbridge Park.
Oh, you went to that one.
Yeah. I did find something. I know I told you.
No, you didn't. Did you?
Yeah. I found something.
What'd you find?
So my friend at the time, she had the camera. I had the camcorder. I was recording video. We didn't find anything in the park specifically, but next door is a school. There's a fence breaking it. There's a park, and then there's the school, the blacktop of the school. We were just filming around, trying to see what we could get. She was pointing the camera, taking pictures, had the flash on and everything. I had the camcorder recording, and there's a part in it. I don't think I have it right anymore, that tape. But I turned to my right and I swoop the blacktop. Okay, I didn't see anything. I wasn't looking at anything. I was just kind of moving left to right. She took a photo at the same time, and we're working together. So the day after, I was like, okay, cool. I'm excited to see what we get. A lot of things we didn't get.
Yeah.
We checked out the bathroom in the park. We checked out the swing set to see if it moved. We checked out the grass area, the trees behind it. Nothing there. But in the blacktop, I did catch something. it was a figure. It was a figure, a shadow moving. So on the blacktop, there's the tether ball.
Yeah.
There's the four square.
Mm-hmm.
There's the wall to the school. There's another. Like, it was in the tether ball court, but it looked like it was pretty tall. It looked like maybe, 5'10" ish. The shape that it was made me like realize that this was actually something.
Yeah.
It was actually like a figure. It had head, shoulders, and it changed. It like turned into a point. So it kind of like a floating bowling pin in a way, with shoulders.
Yeah.
And it moved. It moved left to right, and I know I wasn't moving. I know I was moving, but it shifted. Like it shifted. Like it shifted to the right, and I was just like, whoa! And I kept watching it, and there was nothing there for me to say that. There was nothing there for me to debunk. Like there was nothing that I could like. Why is there a black figure in this tape? But I didn't see anything. There was I didn't like physically see anything, and the shadows that were there. Yeah. And then I told my friend, I was like, "Can you look at the photos?" I don't know. Can you look at the photos of the blacktop? She told me that she saw nothing. She saw nothing and was taking pictures at the same time. There was nothing on the camera. There was nothing that she took of that was suspicious in the same time frame. And I told her about it, and she's like, and I watched it. I let her watch it, and she's like, whoa, like I didn't see that at all. So I did catch something. Turns out in that school, there was a janitor that passed away. And supposedly he walks the halls or whatever. So I was just like, that's pretty cool. It would probably be like a residual kind of energy, but I was just like, I caught something. I didn't think I would. I was just having fun, thinking it was cool, but there was actually like a whole story to it, and I wasn't going crazy, or it wasn't not like there was no reason for it to be there, So ghost though, for me personally, I love watching, and I do get the heebie-jeebies and I get scared and whatever, and like I like that. Yeah. But I'm comfortable in my house. I don't give a shit. Like I'm fine. When I think about the potential of going into a place where there could be a spirit, or energies not anywhere around me real, like, the shift in air, the shift in energy, a shadow, a movement of an object, that scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I don't think...
It goes back to the sensations where I'm afraid of water. It's like, it's not... I can't, like, do anything about it. It's like spiders I can throw away. Spiders I can pick up and move outside. It's not a threat to me anymore.
Well, I mean, the same thing with that, being in a certain place and you could just leave.
Yes.
And just leave that place and then not deal with it anymore. But then you have to deal with the whole idea of attachment.
The attachment. I get scared of that all the time.
Yeah, that's why I don't fuck with that shit.
I don't, yeah.
So.
Was it? Do you want to bring that up?
Which one?
The person that we know, this place is sort of haunted.
Nah. Like talking about it is just gonna make it worse. Let's not do that.
Yeah. See, that's how it is like that's how I think about it too. Like I can't be in a place where a potential like energy is there, and I'm like, I'm not going to. Apparently they latch on to people who are sensitive to this thing, so I'd rather just not involve myself to avoid any kind of like go away. Like, you're not invited to my house, ghost. This is like, you're not invited to this party. And when the ghost turns away, it's like, oh.
What's that one episode the movie, the Thor Ragnarok? Piss off, ghost.
Yeah. That's the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, ghosts, I'm not too worried about, like that kind of stuff, the paranormal. And maybe I'll tell you after the podcast, my theories about the things that I've read about what they might actually be and everything.
Oh, I think you told me long time ago.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find aliens a lot more.
It's just because they could be real.
Not that it could be real. There's almost a statistical certainty that they are real. But what's so terrifying about them in so many aspects, so aside from them as like their physical being and encountering them, what's so terrifying is the statistical certainty of there being aliens with how big our universe is, versus the fact that we still haven't heard from them.
Quote
unquote.
Yeah.
Let's operate on the assumption that the conspiracy theories that say that they're already here are false, and that we actually still haven't met any of them. If there's so many of them, this is called the Fermi paradox. If there's so many aliens out there, where the hell are they? And then one of the things that scares me to think about is that the reason why we haven't met any aliens is because it's just a natural rule of the universe that at a specific point in time in any civilization's growth, that self-destruction is assured. And that's haunting, because then that would explain why we haven't met any of them yet, and our time is coming. We just haven't gotten there yet. They're going to
destroy us?
Huh?
They're going to destroy us?
No, because we destroy ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Because civilizations only reach a certain point of prosperity and peak to where everything just goes to shit because of overgrowth and prejudice and whatever other reasons you can think of. That's a scary thought to have.
Yeah.
That civilization and life has a barrier placed onto it as a natural rule of the universe. What else is scary now that we move into actual physical beings of aliens? We don't really know what they would be like.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't know what kind of depictions that movies do.
Here's one of the things that blew my mind when I heard this is basically, I can't remember who I heard it from. It was a scientist, but it's like there is no reason to assume that any alien we'll encounter in the future, if we encounter them, is going to look anything like us.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody has a common depiction of aliens being
these
green little big-headed men, or they look like us, but they have more exaggerated facial features that are paler, or they have bigger eyes. He's like, no. So, but that is an interesting thought, though. That would also mean that if we do meet other aliens like that, the universe has a prerequisite to where it builds life, intelligent life, in our form. And that says something about the way life forms, which is pretty cool. That our genetic DNA is actually a blueprint rather than just a happenstance.
Yeah.
And so, but they could come in the form of highly evolved jellyfish. They could come in the form of...
Aliens are already here, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They can come in the form...
Here.
We'll have like lions that can talk.
Yeah.
They're
under the ocean.
Or under the ocean.
They're deep in there.
I mean, have you seen an octopus? That's an alien, bro.
No, for real. Hey, real talk. Honest thought. Octopuses are insane.
So you probably didn't see that one article where it's like the studies found that octopuses sometimes punch fish in the face out of spite and not for any survival reason.
Smart. You're telling me aliens aren't on this planet?
Yo, fuck that fish.
As we speak, deep in the ocean where we can't even go.
Well, yeah, that's the whole conspiracy theory.
Yeah. They're already here.
So,
and that just blows my mind. Aliens are scary.
Like I said, I will tell you the conspiracy theories that I've heard and why it actually kind of scares me whenever I think about it.
I hate thinking about that.
That's why I try not to think about it too much, unless it's during the daytime.
Hey, one tip for not being scared. Don't think about anything that will make you scared. Boom.
Classic advice.
Another one.
Jesus.
Totally. That is a valid fear.
So
I completely. You don't know. No one knows. There's no evidence to say against it or for it.
I would say that I feel like there's more evidence to indicate it.
To confirm it? Ooh.
Not only in the universe and our own evolution, but also on our own planet.
So true.
I'm a little fringe here, but I'm pretty sure everybody else has the same thoughts. There are 3 separate civilizations separated by 3 different time periods in 3 different locations across the earth that had no contact with each other whatsoever. Were the Egyptians, the Aztecs, and I think the other one was in China.
No.
It might be the Mayan too, but I think it might be a civilization, an ancient one in China, and then also the Hopi people over, I think it might be in Utah. I could be wrong. but they're in one of the southern states, New Mexico maybe. I'm not too sure. But essentially, they all, maybe not the Hopi people, maybe they're different, they built differently. But the Egyptians and the Aztecs, for sure. The Egyptians were around, 34, 35 BC, give or take a couple thousand years. Or even the Sumerians, too, which was the original ancient civilization, which is also debatable now.
Yeah.
And the Aztecs, which were in, I think, 750 AD, or maybe a little bit around, give or take that time. Again, could be wrong. I'm just guesstimating here. But they all built in pyramids.
Yeah.
What are the odds that each civilization figured that out? That's the optimal way to build. And is it even the optimal way to build, right? Or was that how they were taught to build? By whoever, by whatever. Every single civilization has their own creation story. Every civilization has their own savior myth, more or less, about a chosen one or whatever who's going to come down and save the people from whatever's going to happen. And again, like I said, there's all of these civilizations that are separated by not only physical space, but time, and they all come up saying the same things. They all come up doing the same things.
Yeah.
What are the odds? I don't believe that it's ingrained in us as human beings to do these things. I think that there might be some kind of influence there.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
God, you go deep into, like, conspiracy theories and, like, aliens are real talk. Like, it is so... well, you bring up ancient Egypt. I almost forgot that, like, there were another level of, like, genius that is scary.
Yeah.
When you think about the resources.
When you think about the resources and
the
whatnot,
way that they see things, their meanings, their religion, their the beliefs, the whole facts of, like, someone's in charge and this person is going to die in the afterworld. Is going to be still living on the other side. It's just like, where do you get any of that? You imagine, like, how many years too that they were, like, from. We don't even know the history, and that's another thing I like to think about too. Like, you don't know the difference, or there was no history between the dinosaurs to now.
Yeah, so
the dinosaurs to now.
So another crazy thing that I'll leave you with, or I'll tell you, is that there's a civilization out there that they found that predates Sumerian civilization. It's a little city, more or less, and I think they predated it to either 10,000 years old or to maybe about 30,000 years old. And it keeps going back and back, and like they keeps getting further back to, I think they might have found something that's 1 million years old.
Wow.
In terms of human civilization.
Yeah.
So if that's possible, so, I mean, we've talked about this back in high school, like during world history. You remember Mr. Jones, and he talked about this. But you have to think about what constitutes a civilization, how much time it takes, the intellectualism that goes behind it, the planning, the community, the grouping of human beings, the social skills, right? The evolution of human beings and the amount of time it takes for us to be able to evolve to put two and two together to build this kind of social setting, right? People always commonly thought that we just went from apes and, from being Homo sapiens and all that kind of stuff from our ancestors, and we just jumped right into civilization. It's like, no, there's a lot in between that. And then now we're discovering that might not even be the case anymore, that we might have had civilizations on this earth for a lot longer than we thought. Yeah. Because like you said, 65 million years from the time of the extinction of the dinosaurs all the way up to now, and the oldest civilization that we can know of is only 10,000 years old. Yeah. That's kind of suspicious when you talk about the span of time. And time in itself is something that's almost incomprehensible to us, because we only live maybe on a good day 110 years. Yeah. Right? The oldest civilization is 10,000 years old. And then you start going back and back and back, 65 million for the dinosaurs, and you go through the Cretaceous, through the different periods, the eras, 150 million years ago, 300 million years ago, 450, and then the age of the Earth, right? God. 4.6 billion years old.
Yeah.
And then the age of the universe, like billion, that number of time. And so there's a scientist, his name is I think it's Graham Hancock, but he talks about this extinction level event that happened 12,000 years ago. Essentially that it was like a ice age, and all of a sudden the water melted and everything went underwater, and that they might have found evidence indicating there might have been an asteroid or a meteor impact. I don't know, this could be, I might have been missing out some key facts, but that there might have been this asteroid or meteor impact on Earth that caused the ice age all the ice to melt, hence the sea levels rise. And he said that there is no sneering, or there's no way that it's not credible to assert that ancient civilizations like Atlantis and Lemuria and all of these different civilizations could have existed before that time, because there's just no record of it.
Yeah.
And he makes the argument too, because of just how old everything is. There's no way of knowing what was before us.
There is no way at all.
Nope.
I don't think so. That's what's another scary shit. Another thing I'm afraid of too is just the unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just the gist. I think that's just the gist of the things that can scare anybody. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what our history entails, where we came from, where other people, civilizations in the past birthed from.
It's scary and it's exciting.
Yes, absolutely.
Because these are probably some of the biggest questions that have ever been asked.
And like one day, humans and themselves, or our civilization, gone.
Let's hope not.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna be here for that. I'm not gonna be around for that.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I could be an alien in my next life.
She just peeled out her skin.
My alien's gonna have a podcast.
My alien's gonna have a podcast.
You imagine me in like
what is this, an alternate universe?
Parallel universe, just an alien with a podcast and tattoos. Totally.
You're talking in a different language.
Absolutely. I think this is good. We are capping on 1 minute and 6 seconds on my computer, guys. We talked about a lot of stuff, huh? Got into some conspiracy theories. I feel like that's going to be another subject to return to in the future.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. There's so many. There's so much. And it's mind-blowing. Like, it hurts my brain thinking about it. Yes, we're going to close off this episode. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Josh, any final words? As usual.
Stay safe out there, guys. Tell us about any of your abduction stories. We're down to hear it.
Are you an alien?
Are you the moon? Are you the moon?
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
If you might be an alien, call 8100.
Right. I'm an alien. 1-800.
Hi, I'm an alien. I like to call collect.
God, is this Earth? Am I calling Earth right now?
Please wait while we connect you.
This
call may be recorded for quality assurance.
It's just like some kind of like elevator music. That's funny. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.